What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to your Transfer View show. Finally, Donny van der Beek. Donny van der Beek has got his loan move, and it is not to Selhurst Park. He will be going to Goodison Park to play under the, as I'm recording this, unconfirmed Frank Lampard, but I think it's all but confirmed. Fabrizio Romano has broken the story. He did this earlier on during the day. Donny van der Beek to Everton, done deal, unconfirmed. The decision has been made. Here we go. Donny confirmed a few minutes ago his choice to Frank Lampard. Everton joined the race yesterday, as revealed. They will cover the full salary until June plus a loan fee. So Donny finally gets freed, I suppose. Donny finally gets freed. He needs this. Donny van der Beek needs this loan deal. And I said this on Sky Sports the other week. I was like, well, did Donny van der Beek envisage his career turning out like this? Highly tipped, highly touted, fantastic for Ajax. Gonna nick a move to Real Madrid. Pandemic kicks in, move doesn't happen. Another huge football club in Manchester United come in for you. Okay, I'll be fine there. Don't play for 18 months. Then you end up at potentially Selhurst Park or Goodison Park. Did he envisage that? No. But this is a real big opportunity for him. I think actually, so long as Lampard does go there, which it looks like that's what's going to happen as it stands, so long as he goes there, I think he plays well. I think it's, Everton will be on the up. Big football club. Decent manager in Frank Lampard who wants to impress and put his print on the team. I think he could be good in that team. The longevity of it, I don't know. Is it? I think it's just a case right now. I don't even think of looking too much past into the summer. If I just stick to the immediate future of Donny van der Beek, the immediate future of Donny van der Beek is that he needs to play. Even from a selfish point of view, of a Man United point of view, at least we can see him playing week in, week out in the Prem. That's what we need to see. We're going to be on Donny watch every time Everton play now. And rightly so, because actually, if he goes to Everton and does a madness, and I know it's a different level of expectancy, you might get some people say just because he does it at Everton, don't mean you do it at Man United. But if he shows up and really, does bits, then you're going to say to yourself, you know what? There's a player in there. And then we're going to get a new manager after he's been playing for the last 4 months of the season. What are we in? So February, March, April, May. Yeah, about last 4 months, right? 4 months of the season. The new manager comes in, whoever it is. There's going to be a big squad overhaul. One or two things are obviously going to happen, which I know is easy to say, either he stays or he comes back. But, if he does really well for Everton and they start shooting up the table under Frank Lampard, they might want to keep him and offer us a big transfer fee. And if he's not going to be in our plans, that'll probably be the best situation. And if he does an absolute madness and the new manager comes in, say it is Erik ten Hag, you would probably say that he would want him back. So, look, the first thing is that the guy's got to play. It's a World Cup year. I know people can say that in the summer he can get his move and stuff like that. But in a World Cup year, he needs to be playing. He's been out of the Dutch squad ever since he's come to Man United, which is really, really shocking for a player of his quality. Hasn't managed to get Van der Beek or Fred or McTominay out of their position. He was going to go on loan in the summer, spoke to Ollie at the time, and he was given reassurances that he would play. Lies, didn't play. New manager comes in, we're all thinking, right, he's going to get a chance. Ralph doesn't fancy him. So look, I think maybe he chose Everton because he wanted to go there from the summer and it didn't happen. The Patrick Vieira thing and Crystal Palace situation I did think that would be a good move too. But if you look at Everton, the money they're spending, new manager coming in as well, supplying the likes of Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, linking up, playing in midfield with maybe Andre Gomez. Who else is in midfield for them? Alan, Decore. We'll have to wait and see how they deploy him. Do they play him as an attacking midfielder, a number 10 just behind the Calvert-Lewin, with Richarlison on the left and Demarai Gray on the right maybe, or vice versa? I don't know. Townsend's there. So they've got options, and I think, Lookman as well. They got options. Oh no, Lookman's Leicester, sorry. But they got options. They got options, and I think Donny van der Beek in that Everton team that is going to look to build under Frank Lampard and give him maybe spend some more money on players and up the ante. It could be a really exciting project for Donny. He could stumble upon a new home. And for me, that's what it's about. This is a player that it got to the point where it was so bad with Donny that we almost just stopped talking about him. You know, there's always ironic cheers when he's warming up. There's always kind of ironic cheers when he's brought on for the last 5 minutes of games, 10 minutes of games at best. We know that, look, Champions League coming up, not going to take a chance on Donny then. FA Cup, need to win them games, not going to take a chance on Donny then, even though we've got, Middlesbrough on Friday, but the team hasn't played for over a week. So, you know, you're going to go as strong as you need to go. There ain't going to be no wholesale changes like it was against Young Boys in the final group game of the season, of the Champions League group stages. So Donny was never going to play for us until now in the end of the season. Martial's gone. But that wasn't really going to open up a space for Donny van de Beek, was it? Because that's not his position. So he had to go. They had to let him go, and I'm glad that they did. I just hope that he plays well and can find his confidence again, because, you know, we heard under Ollie what a great trainer he is, how brilliant he is, his mentality, how professional he is, and Ralph Rangnick said the same thing. I want him to stay here and all of this stuff. But like I said, the managers can say this all they want to say it. If you're not getting picked, it means the man doesn't fancy you. You're not in my plans, mate. Do you know what I mean? If you're getting on for 8 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and sometimes not at all, most of the time not at all, not featured. I mean, look, didn't feature against Wolves, didn't feature against Burnley, I want to say. Might be wrong on that. Didn't feature against Brentford, didn't feature against West Ham. So you're not even coming on for 5 minutes here. Actually, I think one of those games I mentioned, he might come on for like 5 minutes. But other than that, it's nothing. You know, you're getting Man United tweeting out, you know, well done for reaching 50 appearances for us. You know, you're just getting the piss taken out of him. I just felt like after a while, it was like, okay, cool. Let's see if he can work his way in. Let's see if he can get some game time. After a while, it just became like, you know what? He's getting the mick taken out of him, you know? And if we're not going to play in a way that's going to allow Donny van de Beek to play, let him go. Let him go. Donny van de Beek's best position is probably, I think, a bit box to box, but allowing him to arrive late in the box, because he can influence the game in the final third. He can intercept. He can break up play. He's not a destroyer. I wouldn't say that's his main threat, but I think his main threat, from what we've seen, because we haven't seen at Man United, so I can't really talk about that. From what I saw at Ajax, was like a box-to-box midfielder who can attack really well, or an attacking midfielder. If you don't want to call him a box-to-box midfielder, then maybe not. But I saw elements of everything. I saw elements of him, you know, being able to intercept play and break up play, get a foot in, be quite physical when he needs to. I've seen him carry with the ball and release other players, and then I've seen him in the opposition third, you know, making things happen with assists and goals. So he's a player who's very, very clever. In a flat three-man midfield, maybe Donny on the right, Bruno on the left, McTominay or Fred sitting until we get someone else, that could have worked. Pogba on the left, Bruno on the right, Donny sitting in the middle, maybe not. Maybe not. And maybe that's how Man United are looking at it. That's why they were never going to let him in. Because until Pogba gets back, be interested to see what we do under Ralph Rangnick, whether he plays him as one of the 2-8s ahead of the 6 with Bruno. And maybe makes Fred just sit there with McTominay. It'd be interesting to see when Pogba gets back what his plans are. Not that I think Pogba will be here for too long, but Donny was just never going to get in over ahead of these guys. And even with Pogba being out for so long, and we was playing him the double pivot of McTominay and Fred, and he still couldn't get in there. It just shows he was never going to play. So I'm pleased. I was getting even the ironic cheers of when he's coming on and Donny van de Beek, Donny van de Beek, Donny van de Beek. Yeah, it's nice singing the song, but it's not insulting because we're not being rude to him, but it's like, it's just a bit of a cliche, isn't it? Like, it's just let the guy go. Like, do you know what I mean? You just let him go. What I would say is that I do think it was going to be out of him and Jesse. I mean, Newcastle, I saw some reports that Newcastle are still kind of a little bit confident and trying to make it happen. You get the post from Jesse Lingard's brother, I think, that was saying that he's locked up like Akon. Look, I don't know if that definitely was his brother, or if it was a parody account or whatever. I don't normally like commenting on those things, but if that was his brother saying he's locked up on 100k a week, listen, go in prison, go in jail, but you're on over 100 grand a week. Must be nice. Must be nice. That's all I'll say on that. Had the chance to leave in the summer, didn't, wanted to stay and fight for his place or listen to Ollie, whatever you want to call it. And then now Man United won't let him go West Ham or Spurs or anyone like that because, you know, they're in the top 4 race as well. We want to get something for him. We're entitled to get something for him. Why should we allow Newcastle, who got bare peas, to to have him on a free and just not charge them what we think he's worth at right now. So I don't know. There's a lot in that situation. Obviously, I don't know what, but if I'm just saying it off the basis of if his brother posted that he's like locked up and can't get nowhere, free Jesse and all this, I'm like, mate, if you're doing that, he's on over 100 grand a week chilling, and then he can run his contract down and he's going to get another fat contract in the summer. And Man United need to now be a bit ruthless in terms of saying Martial's left, Van der Beek's left. We know what's happening with the other situation, so that player probably won't be about. So that's and then you're thinking, well, if you let Jesse go on top of that, you're stretching yourself a little bit thin. So I think he'll probably stay. There was a little bit about Dean Henderson as well, potentially going to Newcastle. That seems to have called as well. He's going to want out in the summer. Phil Jones to Bordeaux though. Phil Jones, we've seen a lot of that reported. That's an interesting one because again, just let him go. Like he's not gonna play, is he? Really? Let's face it, he's not. Dennis Zakaria as well it's all happening, but not for Man United. Juventus are closing on Dennis Zakaria. That's what Fabrizio Romano said earlier today. He set to sign on a permanent move, just finalise the details on bonuses to be discussed today. Then Zakaria will fly to Turin. They've got Vlahovic as well. So look, it's one where I don't know. We can be angry that it was always going to be outgoings this time, and look, someone like Dennis Zakaria was available. I was like, take a chance on him. But if they on the same hand, and I know we might not want to hear this. I don't want to hear this because look, you look at what Liverpool done with Luis Diaz. They thought Spurs was going to get him. They went, no, we went in the summer, but we're going to get him now. We are seeing other teams being proactive in this window. Aston Villa went and got Luca Digne and Coutinho. They tried to get someone else as well. I think it was Bentancur. I think they might still get him. They're trying to look. You look at Guimaraes, who's gone to Newcastle. So there's some active deals going on, and you're thinking, why have we not addressed our central midfield situations? But on the other hand, it is going to be a big situation in the summer, a real big situation in the summer, because in the summer you're going to have, I'm going to say 5-6 players leaving. 5-6 players leaving, probably more. Well, let's go through them. Cavani's going to go. Van der Beek will probably go. But like of what I said in the early parts of this video, if he does well and Erik ten Hag comes in, might bring him back. But let's just put him in that pot of probably going to go. Martial, probably going to go. He's not going to come back from loan and come and do his thing. Jesse Lingard, going to go. That's 4. Matic, I believe, is out of contract. That's 5. Eric Bailly. What's going to happen with Eric Bailly in the signing in the summer? Can't get in ahead of Lindelof. Definitely not getting in ahead of Varane. Definitely not getting in ahead of Harry Maguire. Does he stay and just keep being second fiddle, third fiddle, even fourth fiddle? Because Lindelof will probably be third fiddle. That's 6 players. 7, Phil Jones. He's definitely going to go, or got to surely. 1 Mata might get bored. He's like, come on, I might go Sociedad or back to Spain. That's 8. So that's a lot of players. That's a big overhaul. And then you're saying a new manager's got to come in. We might have to sign about 5 players just because of out of that 8 that go. And we still need that. Oh, Pogba. How can I forget Pogba? I still think he's going to go. Yes, there's some reports that if Ranić does this, that, and the other, he's happy to stay. I'm not too sure about that. I think he's gone. So that's 9 potential players. Axel Tuanzebe's on loan. He's going to get a permanent. Andreas Pereira's on loan. He's going to get a permanent. Dean Henderson. Oh my God, I've named like a whole 11 potentially. So look, I think ideally, a lot of players will leave. I don't think 11 in, 11 out is ever going to happen in any summer transfer window. But a lot of those players I mentioned are going to go, and they're going to need replacing. So if you get someone now and do that typical Man United thing of getting someone who the new manager doesn't want, or it looks short term just because we need a midfielder, I do understand not getting that target. But midfield's been such a problem for so long. I don't know why there isn't a long-term solution there. Do you get what I'm saying? On the same time, on the other side of the fence, I do understand people who are pissed off saying, why? How do we still not have a? How do we still not have that? How do we still not have that situation sorted? Why do we not have a long-term target? But obviously, they might not be attainable now, and now the manager's going to change. They're going to have to rethink who they're going to want. So look, it's part of the mess that we put ourselves in. One, by not getting it when Ollie was here, when we knew we needed it in the summer. Instead, we went for Jadon Sancho, which I'm happy about, that we've got Jadon in our ranks, and I can't wait for him to grow and become a top player. But I said it then, and I still stand by it now. If you were saying to me at the time, would you spend this 73.5 million or whatever it was on Sancho on Jadon, or would I have spent it on a central midfielder? I would have spent it on a central midfielder. I really would have, because we had Martial, we had Mason Greenwood at that time. So, you know, scoring goals or whatever. So why did we need Jadon Sancho? That might change now with everything that's gone on. We'll wait and see. But at the time, I would have preferred to spend that money on a central midfielder. So we'll have to see, innit? We'll have to see. But Donny van de Beek gets his move. Good luck to him. I'm going to be on Donny watch, like I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be on Donny watch, just kind of saying, you know what? We wish the best for him. It'll be a great story if he can do well, and then come back under a new manager and then play. I don't see that happening though. I don't see, because then, you know, Fred would have to get sold, or McTominay or something like that, or for him to want to come back, and then we're going to get another midfielder. I don't know. I just can't see it. I just think if Donny goes and does well, he'll find a new home. But it would just be weird though, because it's funny how things work out, innit? He probably never envisaged that happening. Smash a like on the video. You guys subscribe if you lot are new to the channel. Road to 100k, like I said, as well, it's been on the way for a hot minute. Let's get that 95k in the bag, and then I think we'll be plain sailing all the way home to 100k. Let me know about the Donny situation. Good move, or would you prefer them to go to Palace? Would you prefer them to stay with us? Don't know, you might have. Let me know. I'm out of here. Peace.